Hi everyone and welcome. In this video I'm going to start with PHP basics. So before we get started with the basics of PHP, we need to explain how we can use the PHP inside the computer. As you have already knew, the PHP is a scripting language, and this language working only in the back end, not in the front end. So in order to run the code, the PHP code in the front end, we need to use like a fake server or the local server, as well as we need to work with the MySQL. So to solve all these problems, we need just to install the XAMPP. So here, just go to the Google and just write XAMPP in this way, and it's very easy. You can just go directly to the download, and then we can select any of those, but of course I prefer the last version of PHP, which is PHP 8.1.6. So now just download it here. After this XAMPP has been downloaded successfully, so just open file. We need just to install it. So just go to the here, just say yes for permission, and after that we can here just seems you have an antivirus, so it's no problem. You can just say yes, also okay, it's not a big problem, and then you can just go to the next. Installer will help you to install all those things, MySQL, FileZilla, and all of those. You can just select anything you want or just install all of them. Let's like this, and then just next. It will install the server here in the C and XAMPP folder. This by default. If you want, you can change it to any other place or drive. For example, I prefer to install it in the D drive, so I can just select here. Here you need just to folder, so you can add any folder. For example, you can name it XAMPP, or you can name it server, for example, as you like. So just to be more clear, so I just write XAMPP like this, so it will create the folder in this name. You can write any name. Then next, the language will be English, and then next you just go to online, so I don't need anything from online. I will return back to the installer, and then just next again, and that's it. We need just to wait for that. So after XAMPP has been installed successfully, we can just to run control panel, but I need to show you how we can access the control panel, so I don't need to run it now. Just click on finish here. That's it. So now we have installed in the D drive, you remember, so you can just go directly to the D drive, and we have XAMPP. Inside the XAMPP we have the controller or control, like a dashboard here, so you can start the server and start MySQL. So you can just go here and install it. You can just add it in the, for example, here just pin to start, so you can access it anywhere. Just open it now, and here for Apache, this is the server and this is the MySQL, so you can just start this and start this, and now you can access MySQL and Apache server. Now finish, everything finish. You can close it. You don't have anything here, you don't need anything here again, so I can go return back here. So now in order, you can go to the browser, and in order to access the MySQL, you need just to go to the localhost. Just write localhost, this like an IP or the host inside your computer. You can either write this localhost or just the IP 127.0.0.1. Same thing here, and we can access now the dashboard, and from here you can go to the PHP my admin, and then you can create your database. For example, from here you can new and create a new database, for example test database. We'll explain that later, but now just quickly, we already have a test database, so we can add test2, for example. Another name should be unique. Now database has been created. You can create a table here, which how many columns you need, for example ID, names, and so on. So now we don't need that. We finish with this. Now after that we can install the Visual Studio Code, so you can just go to the Google and just write VS Code. It's for free, so it's very easy. You can just go directly to the download, and then Windows, because I have Windows. If you have Linux, you can go to the Linux, and so on. Now it should just download it here. As you can see, we just need to wait for some seconds. That's it, finish. So now just open the file, and then I accept, next, just a simple, and it will be installed here. you can change that if you want. For example, I need to change that. I don't need to install anything in the C drive. I need just to just transfer it to the D drive, so I can just go to the D and OK. So it will be inside D and Microsoft Visual Studio Code, and then next create the desktop icon, for example, if you want, and then next, and then install. So it's straightforward, you don't need anything, just next, finish. You can launch it or just finish directly. So now we have also installed this one. Now we have the Visual Studio Code. You can just directly open it. After open the Visual Studio Code, this is the important thing here. Since we will use the Visual Studio Code for PHP, HTML, CSS, so we need like some helpful extensions. So for example, when you write the code, you need just auto generate the code or auto complete the code or something like that, so help you with editor. So you can just go here, extensions here, and you can write anything. For example, I need PHP, it support PHP, so just write PHP here, and just wait for that. Yes, for example, we have PHP debugging. I already installed all those things before, so it's already installed on my computer. But if you don't have anything, you need just to install for PHP debugging and all of those. Anything with PHP, you can install it. Just click here and install anything you want. HTML, for example, or HTML5, HTML, and just write HTML, and you can see many things for HTML. Also, just install anything you want. As I have told you, most of them is already installed on my computer, so I cannot see that here. Same thing you can write for CSS as well, code, and also you will see many things. You can just click to install. Some of those extensions need restart the IDE or the editor, so you can just close it and then reopen it again to work without any problem. So now we finish that. After that, you can create the PHP file, the HTML file from here, just file, a new file, and then you can write any file, for example, test.php, that's it, enter. Now we need to store it where, for example, so I can store it in the server because I have installed the server in the D, you remember that. So I can go to the D and then XAMPP, this is the server, because inside anything inside XAMPP and htdocs is the server. Outside it is a client. So we need to start installed in the, we have said before, the PHP file doesn't run without outside the server. So we need just to go here and just add it here, create the file. Now we have created the first file, and we can just create the PHP here in this way, a PHP code, and for example just echo like a print here, and you can write hello world. So we have here hello world. That's it. Finish. Now I have created the first website like PHP application. So I can go to the browser now, and here you can just go to the local host, same thing, and then inside localhost you can write just test.php. Why localhost? You can see here hello world. You can of course add like h1 here for HTML, so it can be h1, store it or save it, and then just refresh, so you can see the hello world in this way. So since we have add the file here in the D, and then XAMPP, and then htdocs, and now we have the file here test, so it will be inside the server. So now to access this file, we can just go to the local host, which is our server, our computer, and then the name of the file. That's it. So this everything about the environment. Now we have finished, created the environment for the PHP. Hope you understand that, and thank you very much.